Hi everyone, welcome back to American Truck Simulator. Here we are, just sitting here, idling away, and there is a reason. We have a load to collect, but I just want to get some fuel. Now the reason I'm here is because that's where this truck goes by. I shouldn't need that lane actually, but you never know. My last job was to deliver a fuel tanker to this this fuel station. So that's why I've opened up here. Let's just switch off and fill up. Boy, diesel is 2.59. Okay. 0.9, I take that as. I put. Is it the 9/10ths? Is it, so it'd be. Oh, I don't know. It's different how we do it. Okay, let's fire this up. And we'll do a quick spin. Anything coming? It's difficult to see. I've got a little glass window back there. What am I going to make this round? Oh, just. Big old truck this. Good, right, we're just going to take that digger to a mining place. So let's swing into Plaster and Sons. Now I was going to bring you a flight simulation video today, but I had some technical issues, so that's going to have to be another day. I had to scrap that idea and go with this as a second runner, as it were, but it's okay. We can do the usual chit chat and updates as we go along, so you just come a little bit earlier than usual. I think I was planning to do this next week, so it's a week earlier, and hopefully I'll sort out my issues and bring you flight sim next week. We'll go to a nice external view. This is not much room to collect the old truck, is it? I think we'll go out the way we came in, so I don't think we'll get it round the other way. Nice wide berth. What I could do actually is just pause a second as we straighten up coming out of here. Just pause for a second. I'll show you on the map where we are. So we're up here in Elko, and we are going to be driving down to Pichoi. It's probably going to pronounce it like Paichi. And we're going to be delivering to the mining company, the coastal mining just there. So it's not going to be too far. 254 miles, 6 hours 37 minutes. So it's, you know, the usual jobs it gives me for the beginning are around about 50-60 grand, and they'd be usually driving into a different state down here, probably down into Camp Verde or Flagstaff, something like that. Quite a long distance, but that'll probably take about 3 hours on a video, and it just the sheer. Let's reset track eye out. The sheer logistics that will be, not as in logistics of driving there. It's the case of how much hard disk space that recording would be. Because I did a recording the other day. What was it of? Oh, it was the Firewatch videos, and I did a recording that was about 2 hours in length, and it came to about that's about 30 gig, if my memory serves me right. So the recording file for 2 hours was 30 gig. Which you think, oh, that's not too bad, because, you know, I've got a hard drive dedicated to recording footage. So, you know, currently if I look at my thing, it's got about 400 gig free, and we're recording this as we go. Obviously it's reducing. So that doesn't seem a big problem, but the problem then lies with recording, putting the recording into the editor. because quite often Sony Vegas does not like files of that size. So what you normally try and do is put them in there. It normally crashes. Either try and load it into some other software to try and cut it up, or you try and reduce it, but you can also reduce the quality doing so by trying to compress it. So yeah, there's all sorts of issues with that, and often because I record, it wasn't the case for Firewatch because I made I say a mistake. I made a decision how I was going to do Firewatch, and unfortunately, because I didn't get the settings for the audio quite right, it's not. I'm not that happy with the settings and the audio quality for it, but it is what it is, and I can't change it now, unfortunately. But anyway, hello. I've kind of got into a ramble about stuff without actually doing the update properly. So let's start as per usual, and wait till we get out the city limit of Elko, or Iloko, however you pronounce it. So welcome. This will be the May update. And my goodness, have I had a couple of busy, a busy month last month, busy month this month, and oh god, this year I'm dreading it. It's going to be so busy. Busy in a good way, as in there's lots of good things happening. It's just at this point in time, yeah, we made that. Oh, apparently we didn't make that. I thought the nose was over on the amber, maybe not. Oh, crawl up the hill. So yeah, May. So what's happened in the last couple of weeks since we last spoke? Well, those of you who follow me will know. I went away on holiday. Oh, hang on, when was the last time I did an update? It's about 3-4 weeks ago, wasn't it? Well, had I been to the Isle of Wight at that point? I can't recall. Went to the Isle of Wight, stayed with the girlfriend's sister. Obviously myself, the girlfriend, and the little one went. We stayed with her sister, who's, she's there with her husband and their son, so that's quite good. So we did a lot of walking around the islands, looked at some of the little sites. Oh, that beeper, you see that little red light on the dash? That means I need to pull over for a weight check. That's something that's been added in reasonably recently. So yeah, we did the Isle of Wight. That was lovely. And we did, well, the day before, we went down the day we were supposed to catch the ferry from Portsmouth to the Isle of Wight. Is that good? Yeah, the green light's gone on. See that little gauge on the dash? The light's gone green, so we should be good to go. Yeah, we went down to Portsmouth, thinking we'll get down to Portsmouth around about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, no, it was at 1:30, 2, I think, was our planned destination time, or estimation time. Unfortunately, there was issues on the M25, which is the ring road which goes around London. And then there was also trouble on the motorway from the M25 down to Portsmouth, which is the M5, or I can't remember. No, yeah, maybe. Anyway, whatever that motorway road is called, we had problems down there, and we were stuck there for ages. Eventually, we managed to get past the scene of the accident. There was a car on its roof, just on the side of the road, so God knows how they managed to do that. But it delayed us, so we only got to Portsmouth around about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And bearing in mind, I bought tickets to go to the historical dockyards in Portsmouth. So we popped along there as quick as we could. About 4:15 we got there, after parking up and that kind of thing. And that place is absolutely huge. It's amazing. And you've got some really wonderful ships there. So you've got HMS Victory, which is Admiral Nelson's flagship. Huge sailing war galleon. Beautiful ship, beautiful. So we hopped onto that. We did the quick tour. The good thing was, because the place closes at 5:30, and the last chance you can get into these, like onto the Victory to do the thing, is 5 o'clock, so half an hour before the place closes. That meant, of course, there was hardly anybody in the ships because they're all about going home about that time. So that was quite nice. We didn't have to mess with any crowds, which was thoroughly pleasant because I don't particularly like crowds, if I'm honest. So we did Victory, but it was only kind of like a flying look round, you know, trying to get bits and pieces done. Very conscious of the time. And then before actually we went to Victory, we did the Mary Rose exhibition. Now, the Mary Rose is a huge ship. There's only part of it because it was from Tudor times, so like 1500, I think that is. And it's Henry VIII. Yeah, everyone knows Henry VIII for all his wives. He had this flagship, the Mary Rose, and unfortunately she was doing some manoeuvres off Portsmouth, and basically she banked over too steeply, and the water started flooding in the bottom gun ports, and which obviously capsized the whole ship, and she went under. I think, I can't remember the numbers, but I mean, I think you're talking about near 1,000 people died. It's this incredibly large ship, and they brought it up, the remains of it, brought it up in the mid-80s, and they've been conserving it ever since, and it's just been put into a new, specially designed exhibition hall for it. It's just incredible, absolutely amazing, some of the things there. If you like your naval and your shipping stuff and all that kind of thing, your history, check it out if you're ever near Portsmouth. It is super special. I really did enjoy that. There are other ships like HMS Warrior and some other ships as well. They've got a whole thing on Submarine Museum. They've got a whole thing on Jutland, which is obviously World War I naval fighting. You're probably thinking, what, didn't you go to the submarine thing? No, didn't have time, unfortunately. But our tickets, thankfully, are valid for a year, so we will be making another visit down there just to get the full tour, which is pretty good. So that was good. And then obviously we got the ferry from Portsmouth. Our ferry was not till midnight because it was the cheap ferry. Unfortunately, we went to get some grub. And then after we'd eaten, we went to the ferry port to see if we could get onto an earlier ferry, if there's any spots, and thankfully we turned up at 7:30. They said, yeah, alright then, you can go on the 8 o'clock ferry, and I was like, yes, 4 hours saved, get in. So that was great. And yeah, had a lovely time in the Isle of Wight. Very good. Very nice place. And so we came back, very busy, and then it was Easter, of course. I must have spoken since Easter. I think I've probably already told you that. Sorry if I've already just told you that. I've told you that again. But yeah, and then we had a lovely Easter with the girlfriend's family. That was nice. Well, I was at my girlfriend's house, but her family came over. That was good. But super busy, then managed to get back. And then week before last, I had to go away for business. Had to go up to Birmingham in England. I say up to Birmingham. Actually, that's south. You always think Birmingham is the Midlands, but it's actually, if you're living in East Anglia, it's actually below us, which is slightly weird. So it's actually further south. So I had to go to Birmingham to do a couple of training things. Basically, my boss was retiring, which was incredibly sad for me because he was the greatest boss you could possibly imagine. And I know, oh, there's a jet plane going over. People don't often say that, or they get, but he was quality. He let you get on with the work, as long as you got it done. But he was also very supportive, so he was very flexible in what you could do. And it's very sad to see him go. But he's going to come down my way, because there's a couple of us who work in East Anglia. Used to be based in Norwich until they closed it. The office, that is. And yeah, he's going to come down in a few weeks. I keep putting it into 15th and it's not there. Yeah, he's going to come down in a few weeks. We're going to go out for drinks and stuff, so that'd be nice. So we had a leaving do for him, but we also had an introduction to our new boss, and we sort of where the team's going to go, those kind of workshops that everyone always does, when things, management structures change and all that kind of jazz, which is all good, all well and good. And then from there, we obviously had a bit of a night out, saying goodbye to the boss, the old boss. which was okay. And the next day I had a full-on training course for telecom structures. So it's a 3-day course compressed into a 1-day course. Goodness me, my mind was about to blow. I do have an exam, so what I'm trying not to let it affect YouTube, but I do have to do a lot of studying to get ready for this exam. I obviously had the main course, but I've got to do a lot of because it was a 3-day course into 1 day. There's a lot of reading and a lot of research and stuff I have to do in my own time to make up for it. So yeah, I need to get some time together to do that, because I need to get that exam completed and passed fairly soon, i.e. before June. So I haven't got much time. So yeah, so that's another stress I don't really need, but it's something I need to do for my work, which is fine. And obviously then I came back from Birmingham. Went to Birmingham on the train, so that's quite nice. And so what do we get? Got back, and then last weekend, I can't remember. See, that's how I can't remember my weekends. That's how busy I've been. I've just been absolutely blatted. Oh, it was bank holiday weekend, wasn't it? Yes. So went for a cycle ride with a girlfriend and the little one. That was good. Oh, and because myself and the girlfriend like to go hiking, we like to do walking and stuff. Our 9-year-old, she's not so keen. She's okay for a bit, but after a while she gets bored and, oh, my legs hurt. So we had to come up with a way of keeping her entertained. And what we found really does keep her entertained is geocaching, if anyone's heard of that. It's like a little treasure hunt thing. But yeah, we've managed to get her into geocaching. And it takes her mind off all the walking she's doing. So yeah, we can quite happily do 7 to 12 miles without her moaning. And not only has she been out in the fresh air getting loads of exercise, she's also, you know, following these GPS coordinates, then hunting down for these secret caches, and then you sign a log to say you've done it. You sign it on the app on your phone. You say found it, and then yeah, it's good fun. It's like a little treasure hunt thing. So that's kept her quiet, and it's kept us entertained a little bit for the last couple of weekends as well. So yeah, that's kind of our new little thing to keep the little one happy when we go walking, which is good. This weekend, last week was a bit of a trying to get things, after being out of the office for a few days, trying to get things back on the straight and narrow. Hopefully we're getting there. So work hopefully isn't going to be too much stressful in the next few weeks, because I really don't need it to be, because I got so much to do. And then, oh my goodness, I will talk about the channel, honestly. This is all about what's happening with me. This weekend me and the girlfriend, we went up to Sandringham, which is the Queen's house in Norfolk. Yeah, she's got a house in Norfolk, and that's where she spends her Christmases with the royal family, in Sandringham. Beautiful house, beautiful, absolutely wonderful. So we went up there. We went into her chapel. If you live in the UK, every Christmas day, on the news there's always a picture of the Queen walking to church. It's just a thing, and people go there to meet her. So we went into the church. I sat down on all the front pews, so I'm not sure where the Queen sits, but my bum's probably been where the Queen's bum's been. That sounds weird, but you know what I mean. We've sat in the same spot is what I was trying to say. I probably should have phrased that a lot more respectfully to the Queen. Anyway, sorry, Your Majesty. But I doubt she watches me, to be honest with you. Yeah, so that's what we've done today. And then today, as we were in the area, we popped into a workhouse. And you know, it's called a workhouse, but it's where all the paupers went to basically work hard for very little money, and but they got fed and washed and educated. Oh, we're not going to make that. We'll wait here. Pop on the brake. Good. Yeah, so that was quite interesting as well. And we went for a long walk this afternoon as well. Good. So, right, we're all up to date on what's happening with me going forwards. So at the end of, in 2 weeks, no, the last weekend in May in the UK is a bank holiday weekend. Hurrah, an extra day off. In fact, I've got the first week in June off as well, which is amazingly good. Unfortunately, I'm going away to do Time Team and doing some archaeology and that kind of thing, which is all good. And the girlfriend's coming with me this time, actually. So, what we're going to do, she's going to come with me. Oh my god, is he going to ram me? Yes, he is. Thank you, Mr. Coach Driver. Appreciate that very much. So yeah, we're going to go down to the West Country, do the archaeology for the long weekends, for about 4 days, and then we're going to spend a couple of days pottering around in the West Country before we're coming back. At the end of that week, we then have a indoor skydiving thing booked. Oh my god, I'm not sure if I'm going to survive that, but yeah, that's something we're going to do. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I'm going to out for another week. So, oh my goodness, videos may suffer. I have to be honest. I'm not in a particularly good space with time to get ahead of recording and that kind of thing. And then coming into June, I'm going to be putting my house up for sale. So, oh god, lots of interruptions with people coming to visit, look at the house, trying to sell it. It's going to be a nightmare. And then obviously got the move and all that kind of thing in the preceding weeks. It's going to be a busy year, guys. A very busy year. So, timings and scheduling for things may go out of whack. Just to forewarn you, there could be the situation I move into a new... What that jet? What the hell happened there? There may be situations where, you know, I may lose my internet between moving houses. So, that is a real possibility which could put the channel at a bit of a panic. But we'll cross any bridges like that when we come to them, so don't worry adversely ahead of time. So for the channel, let's have a talk. So Mondays we are going to continue with our rotation of trucking, busing, training and aeroplaning. We might also bring some, people have been asking maybe for the odd farm sim. Yeah, we could also bring out the odd farm video back into that as well. So it'd be trucks, buses, trains, planes, and a little bit of tractors as well. So that's pretty good. I was, as I say earlier, hopefully bring in a flight sim next week if it decides to play ball, and we can go from there. I think that's quite good because it allows us to cover a number of games, but it's not the same thing just every week. I also might... What do people think about Construction Simulator 2015? I know they're working on a new one which looks pretty exciting. Now, Construction Simulator is something I've got, and I actually thought about it, and I played a bit of it the other day, and it's very clunky, but it's kind of... It's one of those games that kind of keeps pulling you in somehow. I don't know. I enjoy it, but not particularly overly enjoy it. But somehow it keeps calling me back every so often. I don't know why. There is some sort of... It's almost like a grinding mechanic. If anyone ever played multiplayer online games, you know, any big MMO, sometimes, you know, you have to do grinding or loads of killing little layers of beasties or something to get some XP and stuff. It's kind of dull, but at the same time you kind of get drawn in to keep repeating it, and then you get into a repetitive nature. I find I'm very much the same with that game, so I may throw in the odd Construction Simulator 2015, and when 2017 comes out, or whatever the next iteration is, we may look at that, because that could potentially be quite interesting. Wednesdays we have Rise of Flight, and I know some people are getting a little bit impatient that there's no B-17 the Mighty 8th. I'm really enjoying Rise of Flight at the moment. So I may continue that a little bit longer, especially with the limitations I have with time. Yeah, it's quite easy to... it's not easy, but it's quite an efficient way of making a video for Rise of Flight, because the controls and the recording controls and the replay controls are particularly good when it comes to making videos. So that really does help me, whereas I don't have anything like those kind of facilities for B-17 because it's an older game. But you know, I was thinking about rotating those as well, but I think that might irritate people because they're quite popular, two popular series. So I don't know. we may just have to wait a little bit longer, I'm afraid. It'll be worth it. Just hang in there. We're here already. Blimey, I've rabbited on so much about myself that I haven't really discussed the channel at all as much as I wanted to. Let's go full-on hard-on parking. So yeah, we'll have to have a think about Wednesdays. Coming into Fridays, we are continuing our rotation with Hidden and Dangerous. Seems to be reasonably popular. People are enjoying the old style game, and it's such a classic game. I'm quite enjoying getting back into it as well. So I might continue to do some of those. Might do some more of the Grand Theft Auto Police First Responder, because that seems got a lukewarm reception, so we might do some more of those. I noticed there was another update, so all my connections... I thought you were trying to break in then. All my Rage Hook connections are not working with the latest iteration of the game, so I may have to restore it from the backup to get that working. Also on the Fridays, I'm trying to think what else we do. It's... oh, I can't remember. Trying to concentrate too many things. Saturday, of course, we have the one and only Silent Hunter 5, which is still popular. We've gone over a year of that game now, and people are still loving it. I'm absolutely amazed and delighted at the same time that I'm loving that game, although you'll find out from the next episode there's a bit of a frustration. The save game corrupted, unfortunately, so the progress from the last episode has all been lost. Fortunately, a previous save from the previous week has worked. So what I might do, for saving a bit of time's sake, let's do a nicer view than that, shall we? There we go, we're in. Lovely. I might just, from where we left off 2 weeks ago, might steer the sub to one of the closer ports to Gibraltar, and I may attack anything I happen to run upon, and I'll brief you when we start the next episode. Disappointing, I know. I'm sorry about that. There's not much I can do. So it's one of those games that can be fantastic. It can be an absolute measure of frustration. It really can be. Anyway, job complete excelente. Digger 1000 delivered. That's our 42nd World of Trucks contract completed. All the jazz there. We got $14,504 and 629 XPs. Great. So that's pretty much well, it's more of a rundown of what I'm doing and the channel as well. It's also worth mentioning that I've just purchased Prey as well. So, oh god, especially when I've got an exam to study for, buying a game like Prey from Bethesda is probably not the best idea. It's one of those ones I feel it's just going to absolutely devour my free time. It's going to be a worry. Anyway, so thanks ever so much. It's quite a shorter episode, only half an hour. Wow, that didn't take anywhere near the length of time I thought it would. That's why I kind of had to cut the update short, but we'll leave it there. Thanks ever so much for watching. It's only half an hour, so I don't think we need a secret phrase or code, but you know, just give yourself a pat on the back to say thank you for making it this far, and thank you for putting up through my rambles about what I've been up to and what I've been doing and what I've got planned. It's going to be busy. It's going to be crazy busy. So that may also affect things like the responses I do on Discord, on the comments, that kind of thing. If you feel that I'm becoming more and more distant, I apologise. It's just super busy with all my spare time at the moment. Once things settle down, hopefully, you know, we can. I still want to come back and do some streaming at some point. Now it's never going to happen. Probably not before I move either. So just got to ride with the punches, unfortunately. Right. We'll leave it there, guys. Thanks ever so much for watching. Thanks ever so much for your continued support with the channel. You know, just thank you ever so much. I hope you are having a lovely springtime, and I'll check in with you again in early June. So till then, take care. and I'll see you next time.